Hey all, welcome back to my channel. So in today's session we are going to talk about fork join. Okay, so in the previous session we have already talked about what is fork join and have also given you some example of fork join. So what are we going to do today is we are going to talk about fork join any. Okay, so before going into what is fork join any, let us solve one more example on fork join so that you will be having a complete clarity on what is fork join. Okay, let us see the example here. Let us analyze this example so that it will be easily understood for you. Here, if you see, okay, I am taking some threads. So within fork join, okay, I have written some processes. If you see here, this is my process 1, okay, and this is my process 2, which consists of two statements, and this is my process 3, which consists of one statement. Okay, so before going to fork join any, I have written one more display here. Okay, and here this is I have given that #1. Okay, so this display will be executed at one time unit delay. Okay, and then I have started the fork join block, and after fork join block I have written again one more display for which I didn't give any delay. Okay, from what you know about fork join, because we have already discussed about fork join, you already know that if we are giving fork join, then until all the threads inside the fork join are executed, then only the executor will be coming out of this fork join block. Now what happens? So that is why this won't be executed at zero time delay. So if you see here, none of these display statements will be executing at zero time delay. Because why? Because even though if you didn't give 5 also, this won't be executing at zero time delay. Why? Because before joining fork join itself, before writing fork join itself, I have given some one time unit of delay. That means here my execution at will be starting at one time unit delay rather than zero time unit. Why? Because at zero time unit I didn't give any display statement here. Okay, I'm starting my initial with one time delay. So that is why my execution is starting at one time unit of delay. Okay, so that is why at 1 nanosecond this will be displayed. What is it? Start fork will be displayed. Okay, then later it will be entering into fork join block. Okay, so within fork join block, if you see, I have taken like delays. If you see, this is my #5, and within begin and end I am taking two statements where each statement is given one time delay. Like the first statement is of 2 time units delay, and the second statement is of 4 time units delay, and then in the third thread it is of 10 time units delay. Okay, now when the fork join is starting, so what is the, so as you or as I already told you in the previous session itself, based on the time delays the display statements will be executed. So if you see here, this is already with time one time unit of delay. Okay, so now what is the least time delay here, which is 2. So this is 2 plus 1. What is this one? This is one time. This is already starting at one time unit. So along with this it will be waiting for two more time units. So what is the final time unit? It is 3 nanoseconds. Okay, at 3 nanoseconds what will be executed? Apple keeps the doctor away will be displayed. Okay, now coming to the next statement. Okay, now most of you think that this statement will be executed because this is 4 time units and this is 5 time units delay. So but that is wrong. Why? Because here you already know that whatever that you are giving within begin and end, all of them will be executed sequentially. So that means here this statement will be executed at 2 time units, and this statement will be executed at 2 plus 4, which is 6 time units. Okay, so this time delay is 6, whereas this time delay is 5. So what happens? This will be executed first, that is this thread will be executed. What is this? 5 plus, already one time unit delay is there, so 5 plus 1 6. So at 6 nanoseconds orange is named after orange will be executed. Hope you got my point. Okay, then comes this time, this display, which is 6. So 6 plus 1, which is this one. So 6 plus 1 at 7 nanoseconds, but not anymore, is executed. Okay, clear? Now coming to the last display, okay, which is 10 time units. So 10 plus 1 obviously at 11. Okay, banana is a good fruit which is executed, and at same point of time the display after fork join is also executed, because I didn't give any time delay for this particular display unit. So as soon as the executor come out of the simulator come out of this fork join, it will be executed after fork join. Got it? Hope you got about what is fork join and how the execution is going to take place in fork join. Okay. Try to analyze some two or three problems if it is available for you. Also, if you do, if you are only listening to my videos, or else if you are only seeing the sessions, then don't worry. I'll be in 2 or 3 days. I'll be uploading some questions for you in my LinkedIn. Okay, so do follow me there. Also, if you are someone who is new to this channel, consider subscribing this channel and hit on the notification bell also. And also, there's one more request. So many of you are viewing the videos without subscribing. Please don't do that, because it is just a kind of motivation for me if you subscribe the video, so that I can upload much more content on these courses. Okay. So this is about fork giant. Hope it is clear for you. If you are having any doubts regarding this, you can ping me in any of my social media handles. Clear? And now going to our second type of fork join, which is fork join any. Okay, so let us analyze this. Let us know about what is this fork join any before going into the example of this. So just like in fork join, you have already seen about this fork join statements flow. Okay, just like this fork join any statements flow. If you see this fork join any statements flow, right? Just like in fork join any you are having processes, here also having same processes. Okay, so after the execution of first statement, then the second execution of second statement takes place. Now after execution of second statement, it will enter into fork join any. Okay, so if you see in the before, it is fork join. Okay, now if you see here, this is fork join any. Okay, this is fork join any, right? So within the fork join any, I am writing some three processes, and then I am writing statement 3 and statement 4. Okay, now coming within, if you enter into the fork join any, all the statements will be starting to execute based on the time delay that you are giving for that particular process. The execution takes place. Okay, now coming to fork join any, what happens means, at least if one of the process is completed, that means at least if one thread has executed successfully, then the simulator will be coming out of that particular fork join any block. Okay, so that is the main difference between fork join and fork join any. Because if you see it in fork join, until all the process is being done, that means until all the statements within the three processes is completed, then only the execution of third statement will be done. But here in case of fork join any, what is this? At least if one process, if you see here at this point of time the process 2 is completed. Since the process 2 is completed, so obviously the the simulator will be coming out of this fork join any block, and then the statement 3 is executed. Okay, along with the statement 3, the remaining process will also executed parallelly. Okay, but what is the main thing? The simulator does it. The statement 3 and statement 4 doesn't wait until all the process within the fork join is completed. If at least one process is completed, it will be coming out of the block of the fork join any. Got it? Now within that, until all the process is completed, the remaining statements will be executed based on the time delay that you are giving. Clear? So this is about fork join any statements flow. So basically that is the main difference, because in fork join, until all the processes are being completed, the remaining statements that you are giving below the fork join block, they won't be executed. That means that is blocking. But in case of fork join any, what is happening? If at least one of the process is being completed, then the simulator will be coming out of that fork join any block, and the remaining statements that are given below the fork join any block will be executed parallelly along with the statements that I have mentioned above. right? Clear? Let us see one example for this so that it will be much more clear for you. If you see this, the same example I have taken, the same example that I am taking for this fork join block only, I am taking for fork join any, but the difference is that I am just taking fork join any instead of fork join. Okay, right? So if you see here, again the same thing, I am taking three processes. This is my process A, this is my process B, and this is my process C. Okay, now if you see, all the three processes is having at zero time delay, so that is why first the three process is completed. Okay, like process A is started, process B is started, process C is started. But now you may get doubt that, so since these three, at least one statement is being completed, so it may come out of this fork join block. No, that is not the case, because I have already told you at least one thread or at least one process should complete. So if you see here, these two statements will combine to become a process, because within begin and end there are two statements but not one statement. Okay, you should keep that in mind. So here process A means it consists of two display functions. Here the same thing. Process B consists of two displays. Process C consists of two displays. So until and unless at least one of these two displays is completed, the simulator won't be getting out of the fork join any block. Okay, now if you see here, this is the least time compared to the time delay compared to the remaining two. So now at 10 time units the process A is completed. Okay, so at this will be displayed. Now what happens if you see, this entire process is completed at 10 time units. Okay, because the first display is completed at 0 time units and the second display is completed at 10 time units. Fine. So at least one is completed, because this is completed at 10 time units. So the simulator will be coming out of the fork join any block. Now after coming to with the fork join any block, the remaining displays that are given below this fork join any will be executed. Now if you see here, this is the display below the fork join any, and this display, since it doesn't have any time units time delay, so that is why this display is also executed at 10 time units of delay. If you see here, fork join any completed at 10 time units. Clear? So this is the thing in case of fork join any. Okay, hope it is clear for you. So now if you see, the remaining two will be executed parallelly. Based on the time delay that you are giving, the two will be displayed at 15 and 20 time units of delay. Clear? So this is the main difference between fork join and fork join any. Let us see one more example. Okay, the same example just like we have seen in fork join itself, but the difference is we are giving fork join any. Okay, since we have already discussed this at the starting of the class, okay, I'll just give you some basic idea here. You already know that the starting is at 1 time unit delay, so the remaining are at, this will be done at 5 time units, which is nothing but 5 plus 1 6 time units. This will be done at, okay, this is done at 2 plus 1 3 time units, whereas this is done at 5 6 plus 1 7 time units, and this is done at 10 time units. Okay, so based on the things that will be considered. So here at first this start fork will be given. Okay, and then it is entering into fork join. Now if you see in the fork join, what is the least now this particular display will be executed, like apple keeps the doctor away. Okay, but even though at least one is executed, because this process consists of two statements, if if the fork join should come out of this, it should complete both the statements, but here only one statement is executed. So fork join, the simulator won't be coming out of the fork join. Now what happens, what is the next value, that is 5 plus 1 at 6 time units. Okay, what is that thread one, which is orange, is named after oranges. Now what happens, since the first process is completed, because your first process or first thread consists of only one statement, and that one statement is executed, that means process 1 is completed. Since process 1 is completed, the simulator will be coming out of the fork join any. Now at the fork join any, what happens after fork join any, okay, this is the thing that will be displayed, see, after fork join any. So along with it, the remaining two will be executed based on the time delays. At 7 and at 10, thread 2 and thread 3 are executed. So this is the main difference between fork join and fork join any. Okay, so for this fork join any, for all these things, what you should do is you should know how to execute, because you should keep in mind like how when the simulator is going executed, when the simulator will be coming out of this fork join any. So all this you should know in order to execute, because this fork join is most frequently asked question. Like they will give you some program, then they will ask you how the output will be coming, like what at what time period this particular statement or this particular function is executed. Okay, in that way they will be asking, right? Let us see one more question here. This is somewhat interesting question, because if you see in this is no, here what I have done is, within the fork join any, I am not writing any display functions, but I am calling some tasks. Okay, if you see here, this print is the task I have written somewhere in my program. Now this is the task. Okay, this is just an automatic task, right? Print. Okay, so within this print, what I have taken two two arguments. One is in time, okay, and then string t name, right? These are the two arguments that I have taken within the particular parenthesis, and then what I am writing within the task, I am writing at a time. Okay, at particular time, this particular function which is display is to be displayed. What is that in the display? Percentage t, percentage is nothing but at time t, this particular string is to be printed. Okay, so if you see here, this is the time and t name, so that is why I have taken time, and this is my string. Now if you see, this is of int format and this is of string format. Clear? Yes, so I am calling this print. So what happens before going into fork join any, I, I have written a display function. So what is the display function? Fork join going to start. So this is displayed at 0 time units, since I didn't give any time delay. Clear? Yes. Now after entering into fork join any, what happens? It will be calling the print task. Now what happens? The simulator will be going to the print and it will be placing 20, and then what is the thread name that it will be placing, and it will be type printing. So since before I have given hash time, so that is why if you see here at thread 2, so if you see here, what is it? 20, 30, 10. So what is the first thing that will be printed? What is the least time? Which is 10. So that is where at 10, okay, thread 2 is printed, right? So thread 2 is printed. But if you see, since this is fork join any, if at least one of this is being done, then what happens? It will be coming out of this particular block. Okay, then after fork join any, what is the thing that I have done? I am writing main fork join has finished. Main thread fork join has finished. So since I didn't give any delay, at 10 time units only, main thread fork join is finished is printed. Okay, and then the remaining two, based on the time delays at 20 and 20, 30, the remaining two threads are being simulated. Clear? So this is about fork join any. Okay, this is one more fork join any. If you see here, the same program, but what I have done is I am taking these two within fork join any, and this after fork join any. Like if you see here, I am nesting the fork join any. Within the fork join any, you can write another fork join any also. Okay, what you do is you try to analyze this program and type me the output in the comment box. If you get the output, it is fine. If you don't get it also, don't worry, because I'll be going to explain it in the next session, right? But try to analyze it. Don't try to check it in any websites or else. Try to analyze it so that you can understand how far you can analyze this particular thing. Because after all, finally, when you are learning any course, it is you who can understand how much are confident in that course. So that is why, in order to boost up your confidence and all, I'll be giving such questions for you. Okay, try to analyze it, and if possible, try to give me the answer in the comment box at any of my social media handles. And also consider subscribing my channel and hit on the notification bell. And if you like this video, please give me a like, subscribe, and also share this video to all the VLSI aspirants who are also interested to enter into DV domain in VLSI field. Thank you.